Welcome everyone to a special episode at Clueless Insanity. Today we are going to cover India's triumphs in Tokyo for the Olympics 2020 or rather 2021. Joining me today is Dinesh, Gautam, Amog, Avi and Ani. We will very quickly go through what and all happened in the last 2 weeks. It is important to remember the Olympics is not yet over, but for us Indian fans, it's pretty much over. And we ended it with a bang. We started off this campaign very powerfully with gaining a silver in the very first day, and we have ended it even more powerfully, winning a gold on the last day when India actually competed in this Olympics. Finally, ending up with seven medals in our tally, our best performance so far. One gold, two silver, and four bronze. So let's start off in general. Let's throw it to our panelists here. Um, so Dinesh, are you satisfied? What was your expectations, and did India actually deliver? You can begin anytime you want.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So first and foremost, have big hats off to our Indian contingent who's gone to this Olympics. We had the biggest contingent which had been sent in all these years. Frankly, as per terms of the medals, this was the highest tally, as you had mentioned. But we would or we could have earned more medals, irrespective of some hiccups in shooting, and you can call it kind of a bad luck when it comes to golf. But barring that, yes, satisfied, considering we can do even better. And what this showed was the resilience that Indians were missing in the Olympics all these years. Be it hockey, be it wrestling, be it boxing, archery, shooting. We showed that, yes, we are a team who can definitely compete. And one call out in this particular event was javelin. He was a wonder. Neeraj Chopra was like a born star.
Yeah,
This is his moment.
yeah. And given that he's a very young prospect, we can expect this to translate into a bigger momentum and hopefully more and more medals to come in track and field events for India, and hopefully all of them in gold. Um, so, in short, were you happy, satisfied? Or how would you put it, Dinesh?
Uh, I would, I should say, I'm satisfied with the considering the amount of medals we won, because this is our best performance. And as I told you, we had a lot of chances to win.
Yeah,
And hockey, we just missed out by a whisker.
yeah,
There were two wrestling events which we missed out by a very short margin. And then there was archery, which was again lost in a very short margin. And a heartbreak today was golf. Just imagine a girl ranked 200 was competing with some of the best golfers that were there in the present age, and she was able to, until round 6, she was able to maintain a second position. Hats off to her. I'm pretty sure she is a very good medal prospect in the coming Paris Olympics. So heartbreaks, yes, happy performance.
okay. And yeah, I'm sure it was it was a bit of a heartbreak for Aditya Ashok and also all us Indian fans. We were hoping, especially when she was tied at number two. Uh, let's go further, Gautam. Your thoughts, your expectations, and your outcomes. Uh, are you
Yes,
satisfied?
first of all, I would like to congratulate all the medal winners of India. So coming to the expectation, so whatever is I expected has not come in turn. It's not only me, it's the entire India. So most of the expectations was in, say, shooting, or it might be archery, but we are expecting something out of the box now. So it this Olympics actually proved like we are thinking more than the regular events. See, nobody expected we would get a medal in hockey, we would get a medal in javelin throw. See, how many of us know all the 11 players who played hockey, right? Anybody can remember now? But see, in couple of days, we will know who exactly were the hockey players, who exactly, we never knew who is Aditi until 2 or 3 days back. But now she is the new found heroine of the entire India. Correct? We have found heroes of India.
Yeah.
So that is what, see, now India is looking at a bigger stage. So I cannot say whatever expectation was there with me has not gone, but I feel it's a beginning. It's a new beginning for India in terms of sports. So now India is mainly a cricket playing nation. So now people or see upcoming youth over there will consider other sports also favorite to them. So it begins at the grassroots level, probably because of the new education policy, which will be coming into picture. It enroots, say, student to do what he or she likes. So basically, it helps them to create the future. So I would say, not say excellent performance, but very good performance from the Indian contingent.
Yes, that is a very strong word to say. He also put in perspective how each performance and each medal is, of course, starts something to move, and that gains momentum, and we can expect more and more from India in the future. Um, Given how both Dinesh and Gautam talked, Abhi, maybe it's a pertinent question to ask, not whether your expectations were met, but why certain stars whom we expected medals didn't live up to it. So, your take on this, Abhi, you can begin.
You can go. Yes. Uh, first of all, congrats to all the medalists as uh, we are talking about them. And when you talk about the expectations and not performing at the biggest stage, it is more to do with the mental aspect. Probably the bigger stage gets you how you can handle those situations matters.
Yeah.
So if you see someone like Deepika Kumari, who has been one of the top ranked archer in the world for a longer period, and she has won a lot of World Cups and World Championships, right? But when it comes to the Olympics, starting from 2012, she has found something difficult. Right? It's not just how she performs; it also depends on how others perform. So, mm, a series of tens is the only way to win in an Olympic game, which might not be the case in other events. Right? So that might be an aspect as well, because the quality of playing differs, and that is where the top athlete from our country might find it difficult at the bigger stage.
Hmm. Yeah, Ani, let me pose it a bit different. So I understand that you can't always give your best, but it is always that we hope for at least a medal. And somewhere our number one athletes who enter as top seeds or a very strong medal candidates, they don't seem to be the ones winning, but these new stars who are basically underneath the radar, barring a few names, of course, like PV Sindhu, we know her. And so there are these new breed of sportsmen who are rising to the occasion, and really a certain inspired performances, especially from Neeraj Chopra today, for example. Now, how do you rank this fact that we when we are world number ones, we don't even manage to get a medal? Where do you win that to?
Well, there are a lot of aspects to it. But yeah, before that, I would like to
I think that's unfortunate. Just as Ani was giving his inputs, it seems that he's stuck.
Network seems to be down.
Yeah. So Amog, maybe you can pick up the same question.
Yep. Okay. So basically, your question was the expectations from the players to,
Our medal prospects.
right, our medals. That's the disappointing part. I think that's what Gautam was also mentioning about that. The expectations from the people who are going to give you the medals didn't give you it.
Yeah.
Had they given you, that means the medal tally increases by that much, and that's exactly what. It's kind of disappointing on that aspect. If you see the flag bearers, uh, at least we expected a bronze or them to qualify till the highest stages, where some didn't qualify, some got in pre-quarters itself got eliminated. When you know that the Commonwealth gold medalists are not even coming close to the Olympic top 8, it's very disappointing in that aspect. But uh, when you go to Olympics, you always with the history that we've had, it's like getting 7 medals. I'm really happy. That's all I can say. This is one of the best we have done, and really proud of every medalist.
Yeah. Okay. So Anita, it's nice to have you back, and Amok did put things to perspective. So let me put it. Let me ask you a question again. We at Rio 2016 managed to secure just 2 medals, and then our sports minister Kiran Rijiju, he told that we hope that in 2028 Los Angeles Olympics we will be in the top 10. Now that automatically means we need to score at least 10 gold medals, and let's see. Do you see this already like the first step in the right direction? That's more my question to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, what I was started was like I was congratulating the entire Indian contingent which has represented our country at the Olympics, not just the medal winners. Each one has earned his place. So they have got through a lot of say pre-events or whatever. And if we have seen, like, we are improving at the world level in many sports, not just like the traditional sports which we are there. So overall, yes, we are doing well. As for the reason of some our top seeds not performing, there are many aspects to it. It may be the conditions there, like it may be the draws which they get. They might get the tough draws, or some sports like archery and shooting. It's like on your given day, who does better. It's not like the world number ones, twos kind of doesn't matter there as such. But in a sports like wrestling, yes, it does. But yeah, sometimes that pressure gets onto you. But if you see compared to Rio, we have kind of overcome that pressure. I would say the better way. We are kind of now, we know, yes, these people are at least go to semifinals or quarters. It's not like we go out in the first round or something of that, which happened there at Rio or even at London. So I think in that aspect we are improving. And one aspect, as you told, like lesser stars may perform because they don't have that extra burden on their head. Like, yes, I have to get a medal. It's only their own will that yes, I have to get it. So somewhere there, that factor does matter. But we are improving on it mentally. We are improving on it. And the next Commonwealth Games would be at Birmingham. So next year. So I think it's just so soon. So and in that we might see a lot of new stars. So this gets that stepping stone ahead for 2024 Paris and further. So yeah, I am optimistic that by Los Angeles we will be in the top 10.
It's a very, very tall claim by our honorable sports minister, but also I think we should live up to that expectation given how much potential India really have. And there's a very important point you told there. Although eventually we won only 7 medals, our medal hopefuls and a lot of these other matches, we were very close to getting this. Both Dinesh and Gautam pointed this out. So I think let's devote the next section to talk about certain performances that you guys felt were noteworthy to bring out. So I give the floor to each one of you. This time we can begin with Amok. Go for it.
Thanks for the question. And I think the closest one definitely was the women's bronze medal match, which I feel be it the semi-final match and the bronze medal match, we were right up there, and we ended up falling short a little. I think that was the closest. I personally, of what I watched, I felt that was the closest. There was archery as well, where we went up against Korea, and Korea we ended up winning the gold medal. So I've seen a few of them, and in that I felt the women's was the closest, and it was heartbreaking.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Amog. The question more in general is about moments that you cherish from this Olympics. So let's put this to maybe Dinesh. You can take this first.
Yeah. So cherishing moments. The second day we had the silver. That was a bright opening, and we had a video done that day, and we had a medal prospectus done on that day. So it was a good note to start on. I mean, silver on the second day itself shows what enthusiasm the nations actually had, and definitely, if not a gold, hockey will always be memorable in this Olympics, be it both men and the women's hockey. Yes, both of them went to the semis. Unfortunately, we lost again. Bronze medal match. It was close to our hearts. Men won. Heartbreaking that the women's team couldn't win, but still a very good comeback by women's. Considering last Olympics they were placed 12 and now they're 4. At least they came to the semis. That was the best part. Archery and shooting, definitely disappointing. Though we cherished, like Deepika Kumari was there, she was the top seed. We definitely expected a medal, but again, Koreans, Chinese, and the Indonesians in that sport, definitely it's a very competitive one. We kind of lost out there. Badminton, PV Sindhu expected a gold. At least she came back with a bronze. Happy for that. Neeraj Chopra, point on, we knew he was the kind of a sure shot gold medalist, considering his Commonwealth Games performance, the last year's Olympic and track and Olympic records. He just broke it, and he's just 23. Definitely another 2 more Olympic medals is what we can see from him. And one more thing which most of us missed out was wrestling. Very, very high hopes we had. At least we got 3 medals. That was one very happy thing. Disappointing that we couldn't see Vinesh Phogat win the medal. But otherwise, the men just did a wonderful job. 3 bronzes, definitely a good job. And silvers, yes, it was again, it was a known thing that he couldn't perform because the competitor was tough. So silver still happening. Happy thing. But definitely one thing which I would definitely cherish in this Olympics, as I told you, hockey for sure will be the best as I've seen in the Olympics. And golf, come on, early morning 4 o'clock, we are sitting in the screens. We don't know what the scorecard, how the scorecard is, what a birdie is, but we were just praying Aditi wins a medal. Again, top ranked players, they were number 1, and this girl, she was literally unseated, 200 rank, and she was second. And then one slight moment, she went third. Okay, we thought, but fourth she came. Still very happy for her. These are moments I'll definitely cherish in this Olympics.
Yes, I agree. I think the fourth is as much as a medal in her and all our eyes. And thank you for so much enthusiasm. It was lovely to hear. Abhi, any memorable moments from your end that Amog and Dinesh didn't already mention?
Dinesh said I have one thing and he covered everything. So
That's true.
there's hardly any, but for me, hockey, being a huge hockey fan, especially after the 1-7 drubbing to Australia, that comeback game, winning against Spain and the defending champions Argentina.
Yeah.
I mean, that set the tone. That set the tone seriously. And of course, the quarterfinal game was also very happy with that win against Great Britain. Belgium.
It seems that we have lost Abhi and Nani again. Yeah, no matter how many medals India wins, poor connection is still a thing. So maybe we should move on. Let's wait for them to come back. Gautam, your mentions, your memorable moments that you would cherish.
See, first of all, memorable moments. The day Olympics started till date, each day is a memorable, say, cherished moment for each everyone. Why? Because I hope everyone would search what event is there, who is participating, what are the results, what might be the results we were expecting each and every day. So if they win and go to the next round, it's made our day. Correct?
Yeah.
So however they move on to the next round, yes, we are happy with that. So we might lose there, but each and every day we had some good news and some bad news, but each day we used to cherish it. And if at all you ask me to select few, as Dinesh told, hockey, men's and women's, both. At least when we came to know that they're doing well, then we sat onto the screens. We saw the matches, how they're performing well. And today was the most memorable day. We could have got silver in the morning itself. Because of the bad weather, the entire script changed. Correct? So we were satisfied with the fourth position in case of Aditi, but the last event of the day, javelin throw, it made the memorable moment of the entire Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Okay. Thank you so much for that point. To be honest, it's always nice to know that hockey is again back in the limelight. To be frank, I think my generation and also uh, uh, um, in general these 90s kids and the millennials, they do not know why India's national sport is actually hockey, and it's good that there is again limelight, and we hope that there's a new impetus to this and India becomes the dominating force that they were before the AstroTurf came into effect. So we have Abhi and Ani back, and it seems that we can very quickly wrap this section up with Ani. If you could tell me your memorable moment.
Yeah, Akshar, as everyone mentioned, each moment is memorable. But I would just like to quickly tell the many firsts and seconds which we had this time. So these are historic moments. Mirabai Channu winning a silver is a first in wrestling. I'm sorry, weightlifting, and Sindhu becoming the first women to win two medals, two individual medals at the Olympics. Lovlina in boxing, she's the only second woman to win a medal in boxing. There, her village getting a road laid after she has got the medal. I think these are the inspiring events. She has inspired millions of people. Or be it Bhavani, who was the first woman who represented us in fencing. Or be it a 20-kilometer walk or the 4 into 400 meter relay where the men created the Asian record.
Asian's record, yeah.
So these are the things. I think, as everyone said, hockey being like after 41 years, we are getting a medal, and first time we are qualifying for the semi-finals in the women's event. These are epic moments. And Ravi Kumar and Bajrang getting two medals in wrestling is the only second time which we have got two medals in a single Olympics at wrestling after Sushil and Yogeshwar got it in 2012. And of course, the first ever track and field event medal, and it's a big one. It's a gold by Neeraj Chopra. So all these events are memorable. Also, I want to add Srihari in swimming or in Forward Mishra in equestrian. I think all these events are the first and seconds. These have laid the foundation stones for many more in future.
I agree.
If I could add, if I could add one more first, I mean, Ani spoke about fencing. She not only represented India, she also won the first ever game for India in fencing. And also, Manika Batra went to third round in table tennis, which is also a first.
Yeah, and to be honest, there were so many heart-inspiring performances. Every single Indian gave it their everything, and as we have constantly been noticing, it's that every day after a long time I had something to look forward. Every single day, it was a fully packed Olympics, and we gave our best. It was amazing to see, medals or no medals. We were constantly in contestation, and that's already a great sign for India, and a great sign because if you remember, next year we don't have to wait for too long. Typically, we wait 2 years, but now it's the very next year. And next year, not one competition, but we have two. So we have both the Commonwealth Games as well as the Asian Games. And therefore, what I will look at each one of you to very quickly say, how do you expect India to perform at these two games? What is the one thing that you are looking out for in for 2022? Gautam, if you can begin very quickly.
Yes, as you mentioned, we are scheduled to play Commonwealth as well as Asian Games. Probably Commonwealth Games, I'm saying seeing India play somewhere second or third. Asian Games for sure. It will be somewhere in the third to fifth position. That is what my expectations is. Seeing the trend.
Okay, that's a given that we were not too far. We were third in 2018 already, so I think we should be able to hold on to that and maybe even go a bit ahead in Commonwealth. So Dinesh,
At least increasing the medals level.
Exactly. Dinesh, your idea? Where do you think India will hold in 2022?
I definitely agree with Gautam. When it comes to Commonwealth, I'm definitely looking at them at the second position. And Asian Games, yes, top 5 this time, considering the performance we have and the initiatives that our government has taken, be it Khelo India or for the last 5 years, what the Orissa state government has done for the hockey. A tremendous job. I mean, all the youngsters, the last 3 years, we're grooming them. Definitely good position in the Asian Games this time. Definitely top 5.
Okay, so top 5 is what Dinesh says. Amog, your aim for 2022 India.
First of all, I would hope all these participants to stay healthy, and these people itself perform once again. And since they've already tested themselves at the highest level, they should be more mentally prepared for the Commonwealth and the Asian Games. I mean, rankings will be second. I feel that we'll, secondary. I mean to say secondary. The point is that the way we participate and how we, handle the pressure. The results will be secondary as well. We'll definitely be in a good position to showcase that we are there and not in just one department where we can show that we're sports worthy only in hockey, or it's not like that. This time we showed that we have got at least 8 to 10 varieties where India can participate and get a medal. That's exactly what I want again.
Okay, so I think Amog made a nice summary of how he hopes that these athletes are actually healthy and they're fit enough to compete at the highest level again in Commonwealth Games and Asian Games. So to wrap this section off, Abhi, any your thoughts?
Yeah, I would probably look at the number of medals. 100 being highest for us in Delhi in Commonwealth. I'm hoping we get somewhere near that. And this CWG is very important in terms of preparation to Paris because it's happening in Birmingham. We might have similar European conditions, which might assist us in Paris. So if the Indian contingent can perform well in CWG, it will definitely help them to perform well in Paris. So I'm hoping they'll perform really well because CWG and the Asian Games are something which we always look for. Hopefully, we get a lot of gold medals this time, not just finish with silver or bronze because we are performing good at the highest level. So let's hope for gold.
Let's hope for gold. That's right. Ani, your last thoughts?
I also hope we get a lot of gold medals, and more than that, I really hope
think that is it's a nice way to end the thing. Unfortunate, but it seems that we are still having issues with Avi and Ani's connection. Okay, they're back.
I would just like to add one thing here. For me, yes, definitely I want gold. But for me, it is mainly why I was talking about participation is because, yes, the result is at the end of the day, people remember that, okay, they got a gold, they got a silver. But as an athlete, as a sportsman, when you participate at the highest level, that itself is important. And I feel, more contingent should go more. Like, this time was the highest. It should be double the next time. There should be more and more participations in different level. And that is showing the progress more than the results of the medals. And I feel there itself we had a big plus in this Tokyo, 2020.
I agree.
Akshay, you can hear me?
To add on, I would like to say that, say Los Angeles, what our honorable minister is planning to do, we must see to that there is every Indian in each of the game that is hosted there.
Mm-hmm.
He qualifies for that. So that will be the main intention first. So that is a great achievement to see qualification in each of the event that has been organized or hosted in this particular Olympics that happens to be in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Akshay, if you can hear me, I'll just quickly wrap the thing which I was telling. I would like to see a lot more of Bhavani Devis coming in fencing, or say a lot more of Deepa Karmakar, Ashish Kumars in gymnastics, or these kind of events. I want Indians to be in all spectrum of events, as Umesh sir just said now.
Yes, that's true. I think that brings us to a close.
On a funny note, just like how we are losing connection, I wish the Indian athletes doesn't lose connections.
Yes, I hope the same. That was it for this special episode on India at Tokyo Olympics. It was a very fun-filled 2 weeks. Lots of great performances all around. Congrats to each one of the participants to have qualified and represented India at the highest level. And even more heartier congrats to the 7 medal winners. They've definitely made India proud and put us at the top. And it was lovely to hear the national anthem being played today. And hoping to hear many more times the national anthem being played. That's me, Akshay, signing off. We'll catch you in a special episode probably for each one of the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games. But before that, we'll be giving you steady content for every other avenue that we represent. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen, and that's it. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.